And we're back to learning ChatGPT, and this time I'm going to show you how I learn a language using it. Certainly going to make more videos about this, but if you're totally new to learning a language, this is the way you can use ChatGPT. I'm going to use the free version, so you can do that without paying anything. Just set up an account, and let's say we want to learn French. Give ChatGPT a general idea of what you want to do up front, so that it knows in a specific chat what you're up to. You usually get such a list where it tells you be consistent and blah blah blah, just typical advice. Then use a prompt like this: act as an expert language teacher and design an overview for learning A1 level language skills, and then insert the specific language and a time frame. Let us just say you want to learn French within a year, so let me design an overview, an outline for 12 months. That is what you get now. The next step is to focus on a certain part of this outline. Let us focus on month 1, 2, 3 and create a detailed outline. We're going to go deeper now. We've got it now outlined by month, so 1, 2 and 3. You get the idea, so I'll stop it right here. And now we're going to focus on the first month. And again, set it to give you a detailed outline. This time we'll split the first month into 4 weeks. And from then on, you tell ChatGPT to create a detailed outline for the first week, so that you have a day-by-day practice plan. And this is the way to start. So you start with a general outline, and then you go deeper and deeper and deeper until you have a specific daily practice plan. And once you've done that, you've got the first part done, and you can progress to the actual stuff that you want to learn. So let us, for example, focus on week 1, day 3, where the objective is to introduce ourselves. And by the way, I'm going to paste all of these prompts in detail in the video description, so you can copy paste them. I've set it to Spanish as I'm currently learning that, so let me replace Spanish with French. And now we're going to create a table, which is going to be our table for the day, so you can create such a table for every single day. It has only given me 5 words to learn. Usually I want to have 10 per day, at least when I learn Spanish. So let me tell it to make the table 10 words instead of just 5. And I like to use the structure where you have the word, the translation, and then an example phrase which is also translated. Once you've got that, you can take this information and use a flashcard system. I like to use Anki. It's free. I'm going to link to it. It's going to look like this. And you can copy these words. For example, je m'appelle, which is my name is. And I like to use the example phrases. So, je m'appelle Sophie. My name is Sophie. I'm going to create a new deck. Let me call that French ChatGPT. And then I click on add up here. And now I can add the content of the table. So my name is Sophie in the front. And je m'appelle Sophie in the back. And then click on add right here. Let me close this and get back to my deck in Anki. And here is now a new card inside of this deck. So if I click on study now, I see the front, which is my name is Sophie. And then I can show the answer and I can decide, well, that was easy. So it's going to be repeated in 4 days from now. And this is how you do it. As I've said, I like to use 10 of these words per day when I do it in Spanish. Next up is a Chrome extension that I like to use. It's called TalkBerry. It's also free and you can talk to ChatGPT using it, and ChatGPT also reads the content to it in specific languages. So there's a drop down, you can set it to French in this case. But keep in mind it only works for a Chrome browser, so you have to access ChatGPT using it. I'm here on Firefox, so I'm not going to show you this, but I'm going to link to TalkBerry, try it out. I think it's very useful when it comes to learning languages, as it's going to read this stuff without an accent and pretty fluently and naturally to you. And you can, for example, give it a prompt that says read the second column of the table to me, so that you know how these words should be pronounced. Just set TalkBerry to French in this case, and then it's going to be good. Next up, you can create your own exercises using the same method. So we're going to focus on week 1, day 3. And now we want to have an example dialogue that use these words. And that way we're going to learn the words in a natural scenario. The translation is already given below. You can prompt it if you don't see it. Just tell it to give you a translation in English in this case, and you should get it. Next up, you can create a fill in the blanks exercise. So create another dialogue, but this time with a fill in the blanks exercise. And it's going to force me to use the words in the table to fill in the blanks. Sometimes it also produces blanks in the translation. I don't think that this is an issue. You get the general idea here. We can now fill in these word blanks, and you can always add more of these exercises, let it create variations. So the possibilities here are endless. And that way you don't need to buy these language learning books anymore. It's all here in ChatGPT for free. I've certainly wasted a lot of money buying such books. You can also tell it to create online quizzes using the words in our table. So once again, it was week 1, day 3. And now you've got these Q&A exercises. Another way to test your vocabulary learning. And the answers are already given here. If you don't see them, just prompt it. Tell ChatGPT to give you the answers for the quiz. In this case, answer 1 would be A, my name is, for je m'appelle. Another book category that I've wasted a lot of money on was short story collections, for example for A-level language learners. You don't need that anymore, just tell ChatGPT to write a short story for an A1 level learner or A2 or whatever your level is, and you can be specific and tell it to use words in the table that we've created, so for week 1, day 3, and there you go, you've got your beginner short story in French. It has already given you a translation. I don't like to use this format as it's about scrolling up and down. Instead, I like to use Google Translate. It's also free. Just set it, in this case, to French and English. And then copy paste the short story from ChatGPT into the box, and you've got your translation right next to it. And that way you can easily follow this short story. And these are the basic tips of learning a language using ChatGPT. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.